fully prepared in body and mind for the second part of the meeting, which is we say is the most fun part of the meeting, but really the first part is also very, very fun. Table topics. Sebastian? Yes?
Table topics, the fun part of evening, as people tend to say. So you've got basically 2 minutes when you get called up, and you'll have about, on the lights at the back, it should be, I think it's, actually, good time to quickly explain the table topics, lights.
Yep, so you've got a maximum of 2 minutes, but I'll turn the light on at 1 minute, green light, and then 1 minute 30 is your middle light, and then maximum 2 minute light.
Right. So the theme I'm going for tonight is basically old technology, that's including old computer programs as well. Nothing too complicated, so nothing too complicated. And so it could be things like, obviously, one of old devices that comes to mind is the Game Boy. And this particular speaker, I think, figured out they would probably get this topic, so I'm going to bring them up first, so you can't sit there and go, oh, well, that person's that table topic. And that was okay. I'm going to try and do mine better, because if they're first, basically you have to make sure you're better than that first person, so that you hopefully win the best table topic at the end. So, Derek, can you come up and tell people about the Game Boy?
Yep.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah, so when I thought of old devices and old technology, the Game Boy sprung to mind. And it sprung to mind because of Arthur's speech, because I remember one Christmas, I can't remember quite what age we were in my house. I have 2 brothers, one older and one younger. But we both asked for Game Boys, because they were the thing, Tetris was the thing. And for anyone who doesn't know what a Game Boy is, there's a couple of young-ish people in the room, I think. But I think most people do know. Does anyone not know what a Game Boy is? No. So, little handheld Nintendo Game Boy device in grey. You stick a cartridge in the back, and Tetris was the main game. And I had like 2 purple buttons, black and white, so it looks like Stone Age in terms of what we have today. But it was brilliant because we asked Santa Claus at the time to bring us a Game Boy each. But he didn't have enough money that Christmas, so he brought one between the 2 of us. And there's not a massive age difference between me and my brother, so we were always scrapping over who got it until the batteries ran out. So yeah, it brought back a bit of a good childhood memory. But I'm cognizant of the fact that that the light has just gone for 1 minute. So I think I'll draw my speech to a close right there. Thank you.
If you go to a computer shop now, PC World or online, wherever you're going to buy a new computer, what you'll probably notice is that, well, hang on, where's the CD drive disappeared to? Anybody notice that? Yeah? The optical drive, it's gone in most computers. Floppy disk drive, long gone as well. Now, at home I've got loads of CDRs because I do operating system stuff, so I've got old Linux stuff to do, but most people probably have a few with photos on. Maybe floppy disks even, or whatever you've got on your CDR or floppy disk. And I'm sure somebody can do a speak for 2 minutes about this. So, Lexi, could you do one? Just about a CDR or a floppy disk. It's not the most exciting topic to talk about, but it's only 2 minutes at most.
Specifically on floppy disks.
Or CDR, or anything.
Okay, I don't know what a CDR is.
An old compact disc that you burn and make your own CD.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, like a CD that you burn.
Yeah.
Talk about that. So, I guess it was one of my first most amazing technology things that I had, was when I learned that you could copy CDs. So I never learned how to do it myself, so like me and my sister would like write out a long track list of what everything we wanted on our CDs to put in our cars, and then had to like give these CDs to someone else to do it. We didn't really ever understand how to do it ourselves. The thing that I had learned how to do before that was how to make my own radio shows by pressing stop and play on the radio recorder, and then like talking over it in a little microphone that my dad gave me. So that was even older technology. And floppy disks. I don't really remember much about that except for my CDT homework. I think I put on a floppy disk. Oh no, I did. I did have some floppy disks. We used to use them at school, and that was your excuse, wasn't it? That your floppy disk broke because they were like flippy at the back, so that they could easily be damaged. Yes, this is a great topic. But I think that is about everything that I have on those subjects. Thanks for making me remember all of that.
And I went around the room and I was thinking, right, I'll give somebody a window 3.1 or something like that, because actually you can go to archive.org and you can try out the old solitaire and paint and all this stuff. That's quite interesting, actually, I've done it before. But somebody said to me when I went around, he said, and I was thinking, he was like, challenge me. So I was thinking, I said, do you know Acorn? Do you know whatever? He's like, yeah. So I was thinking, okay, in that case, how can I challenge this person or possibly? So I was thinking, how about something even older than all of that? We're going to go back to the 70s. There's something called Unix, which was only used in universities and big companies, and that was about it, I believe. Linux came after that. But hopefully our speaker knows something about some of this old stuff, or if not, can tell us about something similar. I think it was Nazar. Can you come up and talk about old operating systems?
This is really close to my heart. You are all young people, and I feel really old here. And in some ways, you're very lucky. The millennials are very lucky because you did not have to struggle with the technology that we've had to do. And I was studying in the 80s, late 80s, from college to university, etc. And in Kingston, where I was studying for a degree, we had these Apple machines, and they had Unix operating system. Am I right? These tiny boxes. And it was the first time that I came across this new Windows operating system, as in contrast to the ones that were in my Amstrad machine. And it was very illuminating and useful and easy. And I used to wonder, why is it that we have these PCs who were 20 tons in weight, and they needed loads of floppy drives and those floppy things that you had to insert in, and heaven forbid, if you actually walk past something that had some sort of magnet in it, all your data is gone and you're back to square one. So you always had 2 copies of everything, and you kept it in different locations. But going back to the Unix operating system, I learned a language called C, and then it became C++. And there was a guy called Kernighan and Ritchie. Do you know that, Kernighan and Ritchie? They wrote a book about C called Bible. It was a C Bible. I struggled with it. I could not understand what the hell they were talking about. And I know that Unix operating system was written in C, or some version of C. So that is all the knowledge that I have, and I see the red light has come on, and good luck to Eunice.
I really understood that was a really good topic, but when I grew up, I remember on Family Computer, there was this program that was up there called BonziBuddy. Anybody heard that one? BonziBuddy? No? Maybe? Well, anyway, it was some sort of talking monkey program that was supposed to help you with your Windows, basically, or something like that. Turns out it's actually spyware and otherware. Apparently, if you look it up now, it says all over on Wikipedia. But no one seems to know it, but it doesn't matter, because I'm sure our next speaker can give us a nice, funny talking monkey speech or something like that. And I think Ryan can probably pull this off. So, Ryan, can you come up and talk about
Mr. Topics Master, fellows, master, welcome guests. Talking monkeys is one of the things that has been on my mind for the past 10 seconds. And I'll tell you why. Because one of my favourite films as a child was Dr. Dolittle. It made so much sense that you could have a doctor perfectly qualified. I presume he's perfectly qualified as a doctor. But he would go out and talk to animals, dogs, cats, lions, and they would communicate back to him. Now, you try this in real life and it doesn't work. You can call a dog's name and the dog responds, but if you call a cat's name, the cat does nothing. The cat just sits there. If you call a lion's name, that's probably unlikely to respond too, because it's going to be attracting you and going to eat you, which isn't good. But on the topic of talking monkeys, I know zero about it. The one thing I do know about monkeys is that one of my favourite toys that I've ever seen is that clinging monkey with the things like that, with the symbols. You've probably seen it in horror films. Yeah. And it's just such a cool thing because there was a video game I used to play a couple of years back, and you could attach the monkey to a bomb, and you would throw the bomb, and it would explode, and it would have the cling, 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 which was just cool. So it's also distractible, and people get distracted by it. It's this explosive, and if you ever see it in a horror film, and it comes to that point where it's really tense, and it's just silent, nothing's happening, and then you see in the back when the camera pans out, and you see the monkey banging the cymbals, and you think, oh yeah, something's going to happen. You don't know what, and it hasn't even scared you yet, but that tension is building up and it's just about to hit you. And then it hits you, and you get scared. But talking monkeys are completely fictional. You probably never, ever, ever see one. If you do, you're on some kind of drug or a lie. So if any of you claim to have seen one, or if one of your friends or family or someone else you know claims to see one, do not trust them one bit. Mr. Topics Master.
Right, so I've got a few more names and I've got lots more topics. So I'm just going to go through my topics slightly. So anybody want to talk about vinyl out of my volunteers? No? Yes? A vinyl, a record? But anyway, I should probably call somebody up now anyway, so I've just mentioned that one. So I'm going to pick one of my volunteers and I'm going to do Simon. Simon, can you talk about an old record, an old vinyl? Because it's old technology, the theme, and
Topics Master, Toastmasters, welcome guests. As we were going through this topic session, I thought the first one, Game Boy, I thought, I can do that, please say Simon, please say Simon. And he said Derek. And then everyone since then, I thought, please don't let that be me. And this one isn't an exception, because I've never owned a record. And actually recently we moved house and I got rid of all our CDs as well, which I saw a car the other day with a CD player in it and we had a little laugh, but that was a bit retro. So records are a real step beyond that. I do know though that they're coming back in style, and you know the hipsters amongst us, of which there are plenty around Stokes Croft. I saw on the way in. Love a record, and sales are going up and up and up, along with the development of beards and the drinking of IPA in our local community. And so I think it's really positive that we're getting back to the old days and getting records. So I can see pretty soon I'm going to have to not only buy back the CDs that I sold, but actually go and buy a record player as well, and then probably actually we're just going to have to revert to just playing music live and having no technology in our lives at all. So I think it's all going a bit mad, and retro is in, and I think the only affinity I can think of around records is I harbour a secret desire one day to be a DJ, and I know it doesn't seem probable, but one day I reckon if I get a hipster beard and some sunglasses or something, it might happen. And then I can have some records, scratch some discs, and you know, get down with the kids.
Records are a bit too old for most of us, I believe, unless you're a DJ. And really the next one is also a bit too old now for most of us, but it's still a good one to talk about. So the Walkman, or I guess the portable cassette player, I think it's Cosmin or something. Can you come up and talk about that as well?
Yeah. Hello everyone. Yeah, I remember about my first Walkman. I'm from Romania. We are around 500 years before, like we're living in caves, trees, hunting. But in '94, my parents, I don't know, they saved tons of money and they bought my first Walkman. Yeah, I was, wow, what is this? People around, wow. Press play, wow. Sounds, and cavemen. They wanted to hug me. I said, no, it's a Walkman, you listen to music, Backstreet Boys. Yeah, it was fantastic. That was my first words in English. Backstreet. And I had only one tape. That was everything. And another one was NSYNC. And that's the way how I started to learn English, to learn about other countries, becoming international. Yeah. And was for that after, what was the second one?
Well, yes, I guess. It's portable, yeah.
Okay, the Walkman, and I needed batteries, and at the end, I bought some loudspeakers, and it was fantastic. We just evaluated. And then the stereo, the cassettophone, that was amazing. When my father came home, and he had like golden, to press was gold, I said, whoa, what is this? This is like, it's your mind, and I could listen to loud music, and it was brilliant. Yeah, thank you.
And then music became modern, well, pretty much, electronic music, and we ended up with this thing called internet, and then it became popular, and then soon after that, this thing called Napster took off. Who heard of Napster? Hands up, surely everybody, most people, a few. But anyway, yes, that was a big download your MP3 programs, and when they were torrents and Pirate Bay and all this after that. But I know that our next speaker probably has done some music piracy and movie piracy and I don't know what else. So, Colours, can you tell us more about this?
Dear Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, distinguished guests, I have no clue about Napster or Hubster. I know it's something illegal. Something that people was creating a website, a system in Australia, and then the USA sent order to put in jail. So quite interesting subject. That must be a lot of millions. But the fact is, allow everybody to enjoy their own music without paying. Because, in my opinion, if you pay a fair price, it's fine. But for one single song, pay $10, $15 is completely unfair. And I said the hackers were doing a good job. Anyway, this is the system to download, share music, and I think is the answer from the society to the power behind the governments. This is politics, but I know, but it's the reaction. And I am glad that there are brains in the area of technology trying to challenge the establishment. And one of the challenge is this, to create the technology to make the enjoyment of the people more free for everybody. I have no clue what else should I say. That is why I'm going to give for finish my speech.
Old phone, please, those of them. I've got a few, probably most people have them or remember them. But Derek, can you tell us about an old Nokia phone, an old BlackBerry phone, any old phone, just nothing too new? Derek, I think I was named somewhere. Or do I have somebody up already? Oh, I had him up already, okay. Yes, looking at my name is wrong.
Nice.
I will give this topic to somebody else to do, so I'm going to pick Panel Random. Okay, I was going to give it to me said Topsy, so why not? That's how Topsy goes.
Alright, so I think the phone that comes to my memory is BlackBerry, and that was like the very in thing then back then in Nigeria earlier, I think around the 2000s. And people will go to extremes to have a BlackBerry phone. I think I probably had my first BlackBerry phone when I came to the UK in 2005 because I couldn't afford one. But it was like, you didn't have a BB pin, you didn't have a name, or you didn't have recognition. So it was almost like, my name is Topsy 4147P thing. That was how important BlackBerries were. And girls would go to lengths, some extreme lengths, to have BlackBerry phones, and guys too. They would, I don't want to go into what actions they go into because it doesn't exactly portray my country in the best of way. But let's just say what Nigeria is known for most. So you'll find young guys doing a lot of this just to have a BlackBerry phone, and then they become hype suddenly. You know, your status goes from there to there once you got a BlackBerry pin. And then you'd have the wannabes, you know, the fake it till you make it. They don't exactly know what it is, but they could say things like, call my pin, and you're like, you don't call a pin, you had a pin. Or there were just a lot of puns and a lot of funny things around BlackBerries and people trying to have one to belong to the in crowd. I did finally have a BlackBerry phone in the UK, and it was mainly for work, so it wasn't exactly interesting. But I think the evolution of WhatsApp really killed the BlackBerry market, and now BlackBerry is gone because they were not evolving as fast as other mobile manufacturers. Probably they thought they owned the world, and it's just a reminder that you need to keep on stepping up your game, thinking outside the box, and thinking of the next level, because at the same time, others are thinking about developments. Thank you.
Is there time for 2 more?
Yes.
Right. Okay, in that case, I want I mean, there used to be this thing called Tamagotchi. You heard of that one? Little portable pet all in your pocket or something like that. It's the 90s again. I don't know if I speak it in or not, but you can imagine having a little device in your pocket that's a pet. Apparently it's coming back. I just googled it earlier again. It's going to come back apparently. But I don't know if I speak it. Well, I'm sure she can talk about something like this anyway. Jen, can you come up and tell us about a portable pet in your pocket?
What is the device?
Like Pokemon.
I don't know about the device that he mentioned, but let's talk about a device that is probably the biggest device you probably have. Nobody can hold it, but you can feel it, and you probably love to sleep next to it. Can you guess what is the device? Human. That is the best device that my sister had, because she always has her husband next to her and said, "Ding ding, morning, ding ding, afternoon, cooking, dinner, lunch." So Pablo probably when I had a wife like that, it's not so hard. The idea is like, you know, when you have a boy or girlfriend, or maybe you get married, a husband and wife, you start becoming like each other around. And it's a good thing because you actually can remind each other. Or you may say like you blame each other. But let's just use the word reminding, so we can actually live up to the best person that we can be. We have alarm with us. Hey, you need to be on time. Hey, you need to cook. You need to prepare a good meal. So somehow, if you can compliment each other, you can maintain the relationship. That's why my sister and my husband, my sister and my, how can I call him? Brother-in-law, yeah. They've been together like for 5 years until now, and they met each other only around 5 days, and after around 3 months they got married, and now happy marriage. So you can remind each other, and maybe you can remain the relationship.
That's on my list, so we might as well just do this quickly. Now the next speaker, he always has, well, he gives good evaluations and so on, but let's see if he can give us a speech about, well, there was something in the 90s, yet again, called the Dancing Baby screensaver. I don't know if anybody had heard of this, but it looks like Pablo actually heard of it, but he wasn't on my list, so you're not going up to do it. she's like, yay, I'm not going up. Alex, can you tell us about some sort of screensaver with a dancing baby music, seriously? Because there was one that took off back in the 90s on the internet when it was more fun, apparently.
Ali McBean?
Yeah. So, and if you imagine that we have a computer screen over there, and for some reason there is some evil, and I'm not going to say the word, but evil Trump-like figure who has now trapped some poor dancing baby in the screen over there, who are now forced to dance for your entertainment, going like this the entire time. And it's just terrible. These babies have been imprisoned within the screen, and I do not like it one bit. I also don't know what a screensaver is, so we now live in an age where screens are completely blank, it's eco-friendly, but it's also a bit creepy that someone would have a dancing baby on there in the first place. Like, why a dancing baby? Some people, they would have, I have a photo of my girlfriend on my computer screen, from the desktop, and I'm like, oh, that's very sweet and nice to look at. Why would you have a picture of somebody else's baby dancing? I don't know. What kind of message does it send and what kind of person does it say about you? I've now seen Carlos raising his eyebrow and being like, we don't also need to go into that as well. Also in terms of... Yeah, no, I'm just stuck on confused why somebody would have a dancing baby screensaver in the first place. Anyway, if you want to have something on your laptop, have a picture of your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your cat, your dog, your children, or something like that. Then that's more personable for you. Thanks very much, Sebastian.
Last one. There was this thing called MSN Messenger, which used to be really popular around here, but then things like Facebook Messenger killed it and various other things. But I'm sure that our last speaker can give us an instant messaging topic anyway, and it used to be a drawing element for MSN Messenger, which you could have fun with. But anyway, this instant messaging topic. Yi, can you tell us about instant messaging? The old one ideally, but...
Sorry, I was born after 1990, so I don't know if that things happens before I born or not. But I think luckily I born in this century, so I can feel lots of things new for us, and we can take advantage and benefit a lot from the new technologies like Facebook and Messenger. Oh, it's from Facebook and WhatsApp, because lots of these functions can close our distance from no matter where you are in the world. I feel really lucky. But on the other hand, I feel really sad, because our life seems stolen by these technologies. So every day we just face the phone, with the device that the person we love. Just the phone become our husband or wife, and I really addict to it. So I feel if I have chance, maybe we can go back and use the oldest way to communicate, maybe the letters, so we can feel the really beautiful world on the paper and the confident that we will love the old times and old technologies. Thank you.
That concludes the table topics. Back to Topsy then.
So thank you, Sebastian, for a very fun and what's it called, nostalgic table topic section. So if you could, before we do the vote for the best speaker, can the timer please give us the records for table topics, please?
Yeah. So Derek talked about the Game Boy for 1 minute 20 seconds. Lexi talked about floppy disks for 1 minute 25. Nazaire talked about Unix for 2 minutes 10 seconds. Ryan talked about talking monkeys for 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Simon talked about vinyl for 1 minute 35. Cosmin talked about the Walkman for 1 minute 37. Carlos talked about Napster and online piracy for 1 minute 30. Topsy talked about old phones and a BlackBerry for 1 minute 48. Jen talked about Tamagotchi or human devices for 1 minute 56. Alex talked about Dancing Baby Screensaver for 1 minute 33. And E talked about MSN Messenger for 1 minute 45 seconds.
Thanks, Nora. Alright, so if you could take a minute out to fill out the very last bit of your feedback form and vote for the best table topic speaker, and Jen will come around to collect the speakers. And just saving Jen having to walk around twice. I'll do the collection and then maybe Jen can come forward and start our table topic evaluation. Yeah, I'll do the collection. Alright, can we all welcome Jen then, please, for feedback on table topics?
Did everyone enjoy the table topic?
Yes.
Yes, thank you everyone, thank you. So I think we can give everyone a round of applause before Alright, so I'm going to give some of my thoughts on 3 main areas: what I saw, what I hear, and what I felt. So if we're talking about what I saw, it's gonna be like your body language, your eye contact, your gesture, and how you manage the stage. And what I hear gonna be about maybe your vocal variety, your pose, and what I felt is probably like maybe humor or inspiring or convince or just like entertaining. So I think I'm gonna break down in the theme of saw, feel, and hear for the whole group of us today instead of go one by one. So I found the part that everyone did really well is about what I felt. I felt like any table topics, always like a humorous topic. Do you agree? Like, did you feel that? Like everyone came here like a humorous speaker, and everyone could find a way to just like bring some joke. And I found 2 main ways that how people can bring that kind of entertainment. Is firstly they bring the personal story, like, and also asking the audience with some question. For example, like our first speaker, Derek, he has said, does anyone know that? So it's a way to connect with the audience, and also the moment that you engage this kind of joke. And also maybe you, somebody like Alex, he actually uses body language. He dancing like a baby dance, and yeah, it is a great way because you dance in one shade and you make people just feel fun. Or maybe our friend like Lexi, she describing her this, it was so nice and people enjoyed it. So that's really good. You made everyone feel relaxed and entertained. And the second thing that I think everyone did well is also, as I mentioned, the body language. Like you described well when you want to incorporate with your main points. And but then the body language, I would also suggest that maybe think about when you use that one. somebody uses? Remember? Depends on the culture, right? I don't know which culture. Maybe also in public speaking, when you get to the point that you go to the maybe competition, maybe this kind of thing depends on the competition, the culture. You might want to think about should you use it or not. And then Ulysses already like Nazi also use it. And also everyone tend to be here. And I would think maybe our table master over there, so he was so attractive. So everyone like, instead of looking at the audience, like look at him and asking, did you know that? Instead of asking the audience. So forget about the table topics master, I'm sorry. He can sit here and instead of that focus on the audience. And also everyone tend to be here, so even like maybe Ryan, he's really good at like balance to stage. But there's one point that I think Ryan still stay over there more. So distribute the whole stage together to make sure that you are happy and you're happy. And the next point of body language, I think most speakers have really good stance. For example, Derek, like he stands still, which make people feel that he's confident. Or, but at the same time, maybe you also can think about when you use it. Alex also, yeah, using that one. So when you think about, maybe you can just do the way more relaxing. And Nazi, for example, he integrated the hand here. He stands really still and really good, but maybe the hand can be more relaxing. Okay, so the next one is about what I hear. I think that is a part that I think everyone can work on, the vocal variety. I think Nazi did the vocal variety quite well when he emphasized the number, which emphasized the point. And also for the vocal variety, the pause can be really effective. It can be like a good weapon for you to remember the next point, or maybe can be dramatic pause, which like 3 to 7 seconds, where you can actually pause, make people wait, and then implement the spotlight fun or statement. Yeah. So another suggestion also in terms of what I hear is about the structure. I think everyone had a really good entertaining story, but then maybe you want to think about how can you make the conclusion memorable or like a punchline. I found most speakers ending the conversation with thank you and the light. Maybe you can find another way to just like conclude and bring back all the message that you become one message that you want the audience to remember. So with that, work a little bit more on the conclusion and distribute your body language on the stage and the eyes contact in the audience, and with your humor, I think coming again and give more speech is going to be wonderful. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you again for the in-depth feedback and evaluation. And that brings us to another voting round. So at the very bottom of your voting slip, I think the second from the bottom would be the best evaluator. But just before you do the votes, can the timer please read out the time and for the evaluators, please?
Yep, so Carlos, who is evaluating Gemma, was 2 minutes 28. Alex, that was evaluating Arthur, is 3 minutes 47, and Jen was 5 minutes 59 seconds.
All right, thanks for the reference then, Mel. All right, so if you can cast your vote, please, for the best evaluator, and if you can have 60 seconds on there, and then Jen can come out and collect the voting slips. We changed rooms because it was cool enough. Martin, do you want to come around?
Yes.
And whilst the votes are being collated, can we have Anthony please give us his grammarian report? I'm quite cognizant that I did not use the word, and I'm trying to just slip it in there.
Okay, well, okay, I will start by saying thanks to Derek, me, and Topsy for managing to use the word of the week. I am very cognizant of how challenging it can be to introduce new words to your vocabulary, especially when you're under pressure to go and speak. I've got to be honest, being grammarian was a bit of a challenge for me because I don't really pay a lot of attention to a lot of things most of the time, and this involved paying attention closely to every speech. But I'm really glad I did it because I picked up a lot of really interesting language. So at the start, I started right at the start when we were doing our introductions, and Nazir was coming up with quite an impassioned speech about politics and about peace. And one of the communities usually said, the metaphor, said, chickens are coming home to roost. And I really like that because it's a really simple expression that conveys a really complex idea that we could all immediately understand. Topsy also used a nice bit of language. She used a bit of alliteration. She was talking about leadership and what she liked, and she said she liked someone who could influence and inspire. And I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but this is something that politicians do a lot. They use alliteration, and probably everyone in this room will be familiar with Theresa May's strong and stable catchphrase. So maybe we've got a new Theresa May in the making. And the final bit of metaphor I noticed was when Alex was doing his introduction for Arthur's speech, and he called it a watered down version of the best man speech. Again, obviously you don't literally water down a speech in the same way you would water down a juice drink, but it again helps us understand that it's not, you know, we're not expecting the full thing, and it'll be a lighter version. When we got onto the table topics, there was one piece of language, I'm not really sure how to describe this, but I really liked it, and that was Lexi. She said, she was describing the floppy disk. She just said, it's got a flippy bit at the back. And that sort of, that is everything you need to know about a floppy disk. It immediately brings back everything you did. And so, I'm not sure flippy is really a real word, but we all understood it immediately. And that's one of the great things about language, I think. And another one on the table topics was Nazir again. He said, he was talking, I don't know what we were talking about, but he mentioned the word millennials. And that struck me because if you'd said that word to me 10 years ago, it would have meant nothing. And that really sort of reminds me about how much language moves, how much moves with the times, how words come and go. And that was a nice sort of opposite to Sebastian's topics, which were all about retro. And they brought back a lot of words that I haven't heard in a long time. You don't hear many people talking about Game Boys or talking about floppy disks, which were at some point in my life were a staple of my conversation. Okay, one final thing. This was Jem when she was doing her table topics evaluation. So, Jem used a really good little bit of language trickery. She was referring to a device, which all immediately puts us thinking about something which is going to be, you know, electronic or mechanical. And it was a nice way of sort of tricking the audience into one thought process using language and then bouncing back and talking about a person. But I really liked that, and it drew a lot of parallels, and it got a good laugh. I think that's my evaluation over. Time over. Thank you very much.
Alright, so thanks Anthony for the grammarian feedback. And there's been someone that's been like the general overseer of this session, and so she's going to give us a general evaluation for the night, and that is you. Please come forward.
Thank you everyone. This night is a great night. I hope everyone enjoyed tonight and learned something tonight. So at the beginning, I really like for the Toastmaster. I think we'll thank Toastmaster Topsy for the great job. One thing I like Topsy the most is she always dressed really nicely. And last time I remember is a flower on your head. This time it's a red ribbon. Yeah, it's really eye-catching. I really love it. And you don't need to use any paper like I do. I just put on the chair, so make really tidy and really good things that I think your eyesight is also really good because you can see on the chairs. But it's really good because people won't get the attention by the papers like I do. And for grammarian, I think it's really good because we haven't got a grammarian for a long time. But today we have that, and you do the word on a nice paper, although the word is quite small for me. So I need to go really, really, really close to see it clearly. I don't know whether others is that because of this reason, so they cannot see the word for the day. And something I suggest is that you can give some bonus or some prize for people who use words for the day, and when they say they can boom, like cheer for them. So encourage other people try to use the word more. The next is the evaluator. Today before the meeting, I checked with all the evaluators. They done a really good job because before the speech, they already talked to speakers what they will do and what they want to achieve for the speech. So get a little bit understanding before the speech so they can do a better evaluation. That's good. For Carlos, I think you need to familiar with your notes more so you won't stand on the stage and read for 10 seconds to familiar with your notes. For Alex, he always asks the question first. Really good techniques, and he used a lot of numbers. He count how many times people laugh and how long the speech is. This is really good techniques. And also, he do something beyond the speech. Because he did the best man before, so he taught also some good ways to do the best man. So it's also really useful for real life. Then we have table topic cluster. So Sebastian, he arrived a little bit late, so people sometimes wondering whether we will have table topic, and even him not sure whether we still have table topic. So he just asked me and make sure that, and he just write down the table topic on the meeting. And I think he's really good. He can write things under pressure and finish it really good table topics. But when he writes it, I can try to see and look what he writes. Although I cannot tell what he writes because his writing is really like artist and I cannot read. But if you write it, I think maybe someone sit next to you, they may already see what you write, so they will already know what they were going to say. So for me, I already see my name on the list, so I was wondering, when I was going to be like called, but finally at the last when I gave up and you say my name, so I'm really glad you still remember me. Another thing is that for the table talk master, I think you need to mention that shaking hands for everyone, because it's the time for guests. They don't know and they didn't come to the stage before. So I think it's your responsibility to tell them shaking hands is the things for you to take over the stage, to have this kind of celebrations or something special for you to take this stage. So make sure before your speech shake hands and after speech shake hands. And the last but not least is the Jen, and she always want to do something different. Like this time she do the evaluation. Don't go with person one by one, but she tell you guys how she gonna do the evaluation. So you will know how she will do that and listen it carefully. And one thing I want to suggest, Jen, is that be aware of time. Because every time I'm aware that you always over time a little bit. I think this time is 30 seconds over. So but I'm always on time because I like to be the person on time. Thank you very much.
Yes, and I'm quite conscious and cognizant that we really have 5 minutes more in this room now. Without much further ado, can we have Jen, please, with the club, that's the current president, with the club announcements and also the awards for tonight.
Oh, I'm gonna ask, okay, did you great meeting.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. You answered quickly, so we will not stay long. So we're gonna have some just reward, so your brain gonna know that maybe it's doing great things. So next time we're gonna do it better and come again and share more. So before that, maybe Alex, he can share. He's gonna be the best person to share about the road to Vancouver, right? Wanna share a bit?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Because Alex is the organizer, so he's the best to describe about that.
No, you don't need to put it's fine. No, but in just on the 15th of July, we're going to have something called the Road to Vancouver. Now, for those of you who don't know, around about February, March, all 30,000 Toastmasters clubs throughout the world, they have a club contest, which then starts in the clubs, just like this one, goes to the area around, so it's a bit bigger. For us, that's the southwest of England. And then it goes on to division, which for us is everywhere west of London, and then it goes on to the district, which is the south part of the UK. And winners of the various districts, of which there's 100 around the world, then go to Vancouver for the World Championship of Public Speaking in August, where there's semi-finals and finals. But before we get there, because there's about 4 districts in Europe, they've already had their competitions, they know who they're sending for the World Championships. On the 15th of July, Saturday the 15th of July in London, we are going to bring those 4 European champions to practice their semi-final speeches, their final speeches, and also have a good evaluation team where people like yourself get to come, give some feedback to them. We have a couple of professional speakers and expert evaluators, including myself, Olivia Schofield, a couple of other people who have been to the World Championships before, have spoken on the final stage, and they're going to give some advice. And we're going to have 3 workshops. One, which is an evaluation masterclass, to improve your evaluation skills. Second one, about giving a World Championship speech. And third one, which is going to be a panel of people who have previously gone to the World Championships to talk about their experiences. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, we're going to be sending an email out to the club tomorrow, and that'll have more details of the date, who's going to be there, and how you can get involved. So it should be a fantastic event. And I hope that lots of people from Bristol can make it, because Pablo made it last year, Eva did, and we've got a really massive crowd of people there. So it should be really, really fun. Thanks very much.
Thank you. So 15th of July, put in your calendar and talk with Alex for more information. And so now we're gonna give the reward for our friends. So we're gonna have our best table topics first. Yeah? So we have Simon and what's me? I think everyone had a really hard time, so thank you. Yeah, everyone had a time to choose, right? So next time again, yeah? So we're gonna have best evaluator. So I'm gonna go to Alex. Okay? Alex was so nice, he said you can give it to someone else. So today we have like a great meeting, and now the meeting is ends, and we're gonna go to downstairs, the bar, to have more conversation. But I believe that as probably Pablo stated at the beginning, everything changed every single day, but we're gonna be here every second and fourth of Thursday of every month. So come along and bring your friend along to learn about leadership and speaking, and join the table topics in the first time. And if you have any question about become a member, me, Ryan, and Alex, me, you can speak Pablo to get to know about more about us. And thank you for today, and enjoy. See you in the bar downstairs.
Can I ask that if you have any personal feedback for me, I would appreciate it. So you can